So, as a lot of you have probably already heard, um, Chadwick Boseman passed away today at the age of 43. Um, I mean, all I can really do is offer my condolences to his family and kids. You know, we make these superheroes in our minds, and they're just characters on a screen. And sometimes we give them this this larger than life personality, and sometimes you just have to look at them as humans and realize that they have family. Chadwick Boseman was a father, a son, a husband, and like That's what hurts me the most. Is he was just so young. In my profession, I work with elderly. I work in therapy, so I when you see somebody so young go from such a just a horrible illness. I mean, colon cancer. He passed away of complications from colon cancer, and I mean it's a terrible way to go. He's been struggling with it for 4 years. 4 years. So while he's been brightening up our Marvel screens and movies, um, he was struggling with this thing. Can you imagine? I mean, going to work every day, putting your, I mean, and through a lot of this time, he had an amazing physique for, you know, Infinity War and Endgame. And I mean, I think this was in 2016. So, I mean, even in Black Panther, I think they were filming and I think he knew if this was the case. I mean, they just say in 2016 he was diagnosed. So, I sit here and I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, everybody's showing all the pictures of him in the Black Panther suit, and I'm just sitting there thinking, doesn't that really matter? I mean, I know you want to honor his legacy and his craft, and he's a great actor. Everything I've ever seen him in has always been great, but I just think about his kids and his wife and just the family he leaves behind. I mean, you know, I don't know. That's about it. I don't know. I just wanted to get it off my chest, and I was sitting here thinking about it, and I want to discuss it with my friends. I want to talk it through, and you know, I'm, I, I'm in my 30s. I'm not too far off from, you know, early 40s, which is, where he was. And, as I said, I work with the elderly, and I mean, and, I noticed that he was getting skinnier. I saw him in an interview where he looked really skinny, and, I had the hint that something was up, and I hoped it wasn't. And I respect his privacy, just like we should all respect the family's privacy during this time of grieving. Um, we should all honor Chadwick Boseman as a phenomenal at talent, as a person who inspired a whole community. Because, I mean, I think the Black Panther movie was more than just, you know, the Black Marvel movie. It gave it showed that a all black cast with a black director can make buku bucks, and that's what Hollywood is always afraid of, is that these the minorities, or or a woman in the lead, or a black person in the lead, or an all black cast, or an all woman cast, or all whatever. They won't make the money. They won't make the money that that hits all the boxes and checks all the boxes. And in all actuality, Black Panther shattered that. And Chadwick Boseman was a big component in that. He was the face of that. I know there was a lot of people behind the scenes who made that happen. I know that Disney's just this powerful juggernaut, but um, I don't want to talk about the actual, like, what's the future, blah blah blah. I mean, I can talk about that with my friends and everything when we talk about all that, but just sitting here, I wanted to talk it out. And I know it seems silly to talk it out to a camera with nobody on the other side, but I'm really into these Marvel movies. And I've vested interest in all of these characters. But at the end of the day, they're people. And as I said, his wife and his children just lost their dad. And I mean, I have kids. And I can't imagine leaving them so early and just not being there for all the major stuff that I need to be there for them. So anyway, I mean, this went on longer than I thought it would, but um, that's really it. Chadwick Boseman, Godspeed. Having gained a significant angel today, and we're sorry to see you go, but we're glad you were here for as long as you were.